English Learning Podcast.
Listen, learn, and effortlessly enhance your English.
English Learning Podcast. Listen, learn, and improve your English every day. Welcome to your daily dose of English listening practice. Hello, dear English learner. We are so happy you're here today. Whether you are learning at home, on the bus, at school, or during a walk, thank you for choosing to practice your English with us. This is a beginner-friendly English listening episode created just for you. My name is Emily, and I will be your host today. I'm an English teacher, and I truly enjoy helping people learn this beautiful language. So again, thank you for joining me. Today, we have a wonderful guest on our show. Her name is Lina. Lina is 20 years old and comes from a beautiful country, Colombia. She has something exciting to share, her very first solo trip. Lina flew alone from Bogotá to New York City to study English at a language school in Manhattan. Isn't that amazing? So in this episode, Lina will share her journey, her feelings, and some small challenges she faced. And of course, you will learn new words and useful phrases along the way. At the end of the story, I will explain some words and expressions to help you understand even more clearly. Ready? Let's listen to Lina's story together.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lina. I'm 20 years old and I live in Bogotá, Colombia. My first language is Spanish, but I'm learning English because it's important for my future. I want to travel more, study abroad, and maybe even work in another country. So, last month I took a big step. I flew alone for the first time, all the way to New York City. I was nervous, but also very excited. It was my first time going so far without my parents. They were very proud of me, but also a little worried. Let me tell you what happened. That morning I woke up early. The sun was not up yet. My mom helped me pack my last things, some clothes, my toothbrush, my passport, and a small Spanish-English dictionary. My dad made me some tea and gave me a big warm hug. My younger brother was sleepy but smiled and said, "Good luck, sis." We all went to the airport together in a taxi. It was dark and quiet outside, but my heart was loud. It was beating fast. When we reached the airport, my mom gave me one last hug and said, "You can do this." I smiled, but I was also a little sad to say goodbye. I entered the airport. So big, so many people. Some were laughing, some looked tired, some were hugging goodbye. I found my flight on the big screen. It said, Flight AV106, Bogotá to New York, departure 9:10. AMI went to the check-in counter. The lady at the desk asked for my passport and gave me my boarding pass. She smiled and said, "Have a good flight." I smiled back, but I felt a little nervous inside. Then came airport security. I had to put my bag in a tray and take off my shoes and jacket. A man in uniform said, "Please walk through." I walked slowly. Beep. Oh no. But it was just my bracelet. I took it off and tried again. All good. After security, I was a bit hungry. I found a small cafe. I bought a cup of hot chocolate and a cheese empanada. I sat near the window and watched the planes. They looked so big, yet so small at the same time. I saw children, families, people with business suits, students with backpacks like me. Then I walked to gate 22A. There were many people waiting. I sat next to a young woman. She smiled and asked, "Going to New York?" I said, "Yes, to study. English." She said, "You're brave. Good luck." That made me feel happy and less alone. Soon, the speaker said, "Flight AV-106 to New York is now boarding." My hands shook a little. I held my bag tight. This is it, I thought. I walked onto the plane. The flight attendant greeted me with a smile. She wore a neat red uniform and said, "Welcome. Your seat is 18C. I thanked her and found my seat. It was near the window. I sat down, buckled my seatbelt, and looked outside. More people came in. A man sat beside me and smiled. Then the plane door closed. The pilot's voice came. "Good morning, everyone. We are ready for takeoff. Flight time to New York is 5 hours." The plane started moving slowly, then faster, then very fast. I heard a loud sound. Whoosh! My heart was beating fast. The plane went up, up, up. I looked outside. Bogotá looked small now. I saw buildings, trees, cars, then just clouds. White, soft clouds, so beautiful, like pillows floating in the sky. I smiled. I felt calm. I took out my notebook and wrote, "I'm flying alone. I'm going to New York. I'm proud of myself." During the flight, I watched a movie with English subtitles. I listened to English announcements. I heard the flight attendant speak clearly. It was like a lesson in the sky. We flew over the ocean. I saw the map on the screen in front of me. We're getting close, I thought. My stomach felt nervous again, but this time in a good way. Finally, the pilot said, "We are now landing in New York." The plane moved down slowly. My ears felt strange, like pressure. I chewed gum. Outside, I saw tall buildings and cars. So many. We landed smoothly. People clapped. I smiled again. I had done it. At the airport, I followed the signs. I showed my passport to the officer. He asked, "Why are you here?" I said, "To study English." He said, "Welcome to the US." That felt good. I found my suitcase, walked outside, and saw a woman holding a sign with my name. It was my host family. Hello, everyone.
Wow. Thank you, Lina, for sharing your story. It was full of emotion, courage, and great English. And thank you, dear listener, for staying with us. Now, let's go over a few new or difficult words. Vocabulary. Solo flight. Flying alone. Without family or friends. Boarding pass. The ticket you need to get on the plane. Security. The place where they check bags and people. Flight attendant. The person who helps passengers on a plane. Takeoff. When the plane leaves. The ground landing. When the plane comes down to the ground host family. The family you live with in another country. That's all for today's English Learning Podcast. We hope you enjoyed Lina's story. Remember, practice listening every day. Speak as much as you can. Write down new words, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're doing great. Subscribe for more English stories, beginner listening practice, and helpful tips. Leave us a comment. Where would you like to travel to learn English? Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye for now.